Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about Evander Kane. Now before we start, please make sure to subscribe if you are new. Now let's get to it. So, the San Jose Sharks have placed Evander Kane on waivers, thus making him a free agent. Ironically, he's already cleared waivers before, and this time might be a little bit different for the 30-year-old. And there's multiple reasons that they put him on waivers, but this has to do with COVID. As the team that, I don't know if it was San Jose itself or their AHL affiliate said, quote, for breach of his NHL standard player contract and for violation of AHL COVID-19 protocols, end quote. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I don't know. I know he had been playing pretty well for them. He had 8 points in 5 games in the AHL. But this is really unfortunate news for Kane, as he's millions of dollars in debt, as we know, and will lose out on a potential $28 million worth of earnings he could have gained had he, I don't know, well, there's a variety of things, but we're not going to go there. But over the 4 years of his contract, he could have gained $28 million, but that's now void. The question remains, though, will any team pick him up? It depends, as he's got a lot of things going against him right now and in his past, but he still undoubtedly is a very good player, as he was the Sharks' leading scorer last year. It could really come on a cheap deal, considering all the things that are working against him right now. But what teams would even be interested in Kane? It's tough to predict something like this, considering everything that's going on with him, but there are a few teams that I just kind of looked through the standings and I thought, okay, maybe these would be a work, or things that could work out, and those teams being Carolina, Vegas, and even Anaheim, and we'll talk about that. Why Carolina and Vegas? Well, it's because these teams have some characters on them, and you think to Vegas, while they have a very expressive team, Winner is a guy that's really struggled with a lot of demons, his being substance abuse, never anything to Kane's degree. But yeah, Kane is just like a whole different thing. But you need like a locker room that's not going to be a very mild and well-behaved locker room. You almost need other people that have struggled in the past. Kane is his own doing. It's his fault for a lot of this stuff. But still, you can't have this polished thing because I don't think he works well in there. I think he rubs up against people the wrong way. Vegas personally really doesn't make a lot of sense to me, though, just because cap situation. I don't really think they could use another winger, and I don't even know how it would work out there. And also, it's Vegas. He's got gambling issues. Would he really work out there? Probably not, but from a perspective of a team that is fine with expressive players, at least on the ice, he'd be fine there. Carolina definitely makes a lot more sense for me, though, due to their controversial pickup of Tony DeAngelo last year, as he is a guy that has been very controversial in his history outside of the league, inside the league as well. But they got him on a cheap deal last year, and he was easy to be moved if he acted out in a way the franchise didn't like. That same could be done for Kane with Carolina, and for a team that's looking to compete and maybe make that next push, Kane wouldn't be the craziest move if he didn't have all these off-ice problems, just because he would look to add a few more pieces for a title push. Again, not sure how likely that would be, but if they could get him really cheap, maybe they would consider it, because they are known as a bunch of jerks. They do things a little differently, and getting DeAngelo was controversial. This would be way more controversial, though. Again, not sure how likely that would be. For the final NHL team, I think Anaheim makes a lot of sense for a variety of reasons. That being that they have a lot of money. They're a team that is competing at the moment, and they have a lot of problems out on the wing, and I think that would be something that could work out pretty well. They wouldn't give him $7-8 million per season, but maybe they could sweeten the pot and give him $2 to $3 million per year. Maybe other teams wouldn't give him that much, considering all the things that have happened lately. I know I've said that a lot, but it is crazy. And I think for them, it comes down to they outperformed expectations to start the year. We knew they had some good young guys, but we did not expect them to be in second place in the Pacific nearly halfway through this season. The thing is, this team hasn't made the playoffs since 2018. I'm sure the organization wants to reward the fan base. How do you do that and not, fall off a cliff? You add a guy to your team that is in an area that you could really use some help and that's still a good player. Kane is that guy. Again, character issues is what you have to decide on. Do you have to, throw out your morals for this in order to find success? That is what we're going to see with Anaheim if they want to try to make a better push for the playoffs, and we'll have to see there. Then, let's say that nobody wants him in the NHL. Where else could he go? The KHL makes a ton of sense, and I know people will make jokes about it, but it really is true. It does make a lot of sense. He could probably get paid a good amount of money, And, considering the league's history, that being the KHL, they hire a lot of people with very questionable past, very questionable history, and, things they've done. And I could see him maybe going there, maybe making some money, paying off some debt. He'll probably file bankruptcy, and I don't know if he'd be able to get it, but yeah, we'd have to see how that would go. But those are places I could see him maybe going. We'll have to see where his career takes him, because, again, this is all over the place. It's all over the map. It is. It's just him and his career. Maybe this is the end of the NHL, though. We'll have to see. Anyway, would you want Kane to be picked up by your team? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. Everybody, stay safe. Have a great night. You go love hockey, alright? Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.